Is powered by Weed on Solana. Get yourself a bag of weed. Welcome to another Friday episode of Higher Intelligence. We got our genius podhead in the building, Rick Star, Crypto Stoner, and myself, Tricky Buddha. So this is the spot to be for the Green Pill Collective and all the action on Fridays. But right now, we'll just head it over to the genius podhead and just get right into it.
Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Higher Intelligence. Happy Friday. Happy 420. Joined, of course, by Rick Star, Crypto Stoner, and Tricky Buddha. We got kind of a lot to talk about this week. You know, Bitcoin hitting all-time highs. ETH was pumping earlier. NFT markets are going, having some action. I was going to say going crazy, but definitely some action there. But first, I want to point out Rick Star's t-shirt. Rick, if you could show the folks at home. Rick, all the way in Portugal, rocking a Phoenix Sun shirt, which was the highlight of my day so far. For those of you who don't know, I'm in Arizona and Rick's all the way in Portugal, so it's pretty cool to see Rick rocking a Phoenix Sun shirt.
Have to represent.
And of course, Tricky Buddha rocking a weed shirt. Love to see it. And I'm in my boring just black t-shirt. Oh yeah, we got Primus down there too. Forgot about Crypto Stone rocking this Primus shirt. Welcome everybody. Kind of like I said, kind of a lot to talk about. While I was sleeping on Wednesday, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. I don't have the exact number, 124,000 and some change-ish. But we've seen a correction in the last 2 days, 48 hours-ish, down to 117. Wanted to go around the room and get everyone's thoughts about A, Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high, but B, this correction and where we go from here. Like, did we see a top? Is this just a healthy pullback? Are we still going to hit 200K by the end of the year? Let's just go around the horn here. We'll go clockwise. Rick Star, you're up. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin hitting the all-time high and where we go from here?
I think that personally, I think that we need a bit of a cool off. Like we said last week, we did even get hotter than we were last week, so we really needed a cool off. And I think that like all-time high was like the mark. We tested it, we passed it, and then we kind of like have drawn back a little bit now, which I think is healthy. I think it's healthy if we can hold these levels for a few days. I think that we could really see some good gains up to like 5.5 over the course of maybe September. But I would like to see us chop for a week or two here, ranging between 4.2K and 4.5 maybe.
So you're looking at the ETH chart, obviously. So
I mean, let's talk in Bitcoin. I would like to see some stabilization around between 114 and maybe 115 and 120. So I know that's a big range. Maybe we could say 116 to 118, like just range there for like a week or two. So show some stabilization, because we haven't seen any stabilization in the market over the last week. You know, it's stable in the sense that it's pumping, but it's not stable in the sense that it's finding any sort of level. Yesterday at the end of the day, I saw a intense head and shoulders on the ETH and on the Bitcoin 7-day. And I was like, man, this definitely looks like we needed to close above 4.5 to maintain the neckline, the shoulder line or the neckline, whatever you want to say. But it fell below it. You know, we have fallen below that, which is bearish. So we've gone down to like 4.4. 4.5 is the level though. So it's not like we crazy below it or anything like that. And I think that with Bitcoin, the chart pretty much looks the same. Like, I'll show you now where I was seeing the head and shoulders. I won't drag this on too much, but just so you can see what I'm talking about. Like here, I saw this here yesterday. It's not as pronounced, but you can see a constant head and shoulders pattern emerging here. So it's like a pump and then like a sell-off, and then this pump and then this sell-off. And it's almost like we want to go up, but we can't. But even look at this big head and shoulders here, and we're looking on the 7-day here. Look at this kind of big head and shoulders pattern here. You see, and that's a level that we'd want to hold right there, which would be like 122K. But we didn't want to hold that level, so we've gone down to here. So the new neckline I see as being like 117, 118, even down maybe to like 116. But holding that these levels here would be good. Unfortunately, we've broken a little bit below it. So, the new neckline is around here, which isn't way lower, but I want to see us hold these levels for a while. That's what I want to see. I want to see us steadily move up here now. That's what I want to see, steady growth, not just these big swings, because in these big swings, it's intense, man. Trading in this environment is crazy. The last thing I want to say is that something I will always pay attention to is the fear and greed index. I find it interesting that we've moved all the way down to neutral of such a small pullback. I don't know if that is that if that's just people getting freaked out and kind of taking profits, but I feel like we should still be higher at these levels, and the fact that we've dropped down so much is interesting. I wouldn't say
actually, if you go on that 30-day, Rick, because I've been hearing a lot about this on this. We haven't really changed too much this month. We've actually been, I'm looking at 51, 48, 52, 55, 52, 59,
true. It's kind of
58.
flat, right?
But we're always in greed. So, if you watch a lot of analysts, they're actually buying from that half part of the green, which is about 62, like on the number chart there. A lot of the people that show this, the greed, when it's about halfway into that first greed one, there is a lot of profits usually. When we're in extreme greed, that's usually when we see like full corrections. But I thought it was interesting that since August 1st, we've actually not broken out of the 50 range. We've been stuck inside of that greed, even with ups and down.
What does this mean here? Because this gray line is the Bitcoin price, right? Or was that? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, those are your prices.
So, like, it moves very much with it. You can see, but like here, something happened. Like here, the Bitcoin price spiked, but greed stayed kind of steady, and that's like that overlapping there is weird because that's the only overlapping you see on the whole chart over basically a whole month. You don't see any overlapping, but here we see this like overlap. And what does that mean? I mean, like if you go look over the 1 year, there's been a few times where it overlaps. So I'm leaning towards thinking that that's kind of bullish because I think that we should have maybe been buying more at these levels, and we didn't. So we've pulled back down because of that. I want to say this green line should have moved with the price, but why didn't it? There's something that happened here. Maybe it's the projection. So this is the manipulation where you can kind of see manipulation. It's like the price is going up, but they're managing to keep the sentiment down. Like
it's like overall they're bullish, but it still had to have a little bit of a correction just to have healthy chart activity. The chart's got to breathe.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, that's my general take on things. I'm finding all of this very interesting. So,
one more question I'll throw out there: when you guys are doing TA, what time frames are you looking at? Are you looking at like a 4 hour? Are you looking at a 1 day? I mean, do you back all the way out to a 7 day?
I start at space and then zoom in.
Yeah.
And then figure out how long am I going to play with this.
Yeah.
That gives me my investment timeline. And then based on that investment timeline, I look at what's the average volatility over that time period.
Got it.
And then I wait for a signal and go for it.
So how do you feel?
And usually look at the 1 minute though. I usually look at the 1 minute or 5.
Okay. We got to get T-Watt back in here to trade on the 1 minute.
I think the
1 second. The
1
second.
second.
And that's only for memes, by the way.
Yeah,
but
yes.
Yeah.
Tricky, how do you feel? How do you feel about this correction? Where do you think we go? Yeah. So today's August 15th. My kids have already been back in school for a couple weeks. I think most kids are already back in school by now or very close to being back in school. So traders are back at their desks. Vacations are over. This is, a pretty wild swing within 48 hours. is this volatility going to die down now that everyone's back to work, if you will, and back to school, or is
it accelerate it
of what's going to happen the rest of the year?
Yeah, I think that's going to accelerate it actually. Now that the summer is over, because that's when typically most people are spending time on vacation or with family.
Right.
Now they're back to work. They're going to be like, all right, we need to seriously take advantage of what's going on in Web3 and implement all that. Incorporate that if we can.
Yeah.
I'm overall I'm bullish. I was thinking about like the psychological like pullback of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have a nice run up, a lot of times that the amount of run up you had in that previous one, half of that will get knocked off, right?
Okay.
Before it starts to really find some feet again to run up.
Yeah.
So if I see when I see like a nice high spike, I'm like, okay, I'm expecting it to pull back to here. So if it went to we were in like the 70s was the last all-time high.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's like 125 is the all-time high, something like that, right?
Right.
Basically 50,000, half the difference, that would put us at 100,000.
Right.
But that would be like the bottom, I think. I would hope so. But I'm also like, I'm cautiously optimistic. Nothing would surprise me at this point, right? I mean, in the past when it pulled back and we were like still thinking, wait, no, maybe the bull run's still not over yet. No.
Yeah. So what is your prediction for the end of 2025? Are you thinking we're at 150? Are you thinking we're at 175? Or are you thinking we're at 125? Where do you think?
I think we'll scratch 150.
Yeah.
And come back down to like 130-ish, 125. To be honest, this is about where I was thinking the all-time high would be with the current level of people that were in it. But now we're seeing all more people come into it, and I mean, it could pump all the way again to like 180 now. Looking at like if real estate comes involved and stuff like that, I could see a 180 this and then this year.
Cycle. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, crypto. Are you ready? Are you? Hold on, one second.
Give me like a second.
This is important.
Cheers, y'all.
Long break, everybody. Oh, let's check the chat. I always forget about the chat. What's up, chat? How you doing?
Joe Mama. Joe Mama out here with one of the coolest PFPs right now, by the way. If you guys go check out Joe Mama's PFP, he's got a bunch of the projects he supports in one PFP. I think
that's cool.
Really dope. Yeah.
You got his PFP on the bottom there. I can't make it any larger though, so I'll have to.
I tried to do that for a banner on my X account, and I had I think 50 different characters in it.
Yeah.
I'm in a lot of communities, so I tried to include everything. But the second it was done, I had there was another 10 I needed to add to the list. But it's kind of cluttered when you're like over 100 NFTs, in that banner.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, I do want to see my bubble chart, crypto. So let's get that going. But I want to get your, we were talking pre-show about liquidity and where things are at. Obviously, we talked about the fear and greed a little bit. Let me make your screen bigger so we can see that. There we go. I mean, so this is what? Is this a 24-hour? Or what is? Oh, no, this is the hour. Okay, this is.
Yeah, it's on the hour. We'll switch it to the day because the hour is always very not inconsistent. It's just always this. It's plus 0.5, plus 0.1, minus 0.5. So it switches a lot. On the day though, we're overall down. Obviously, we talked a lot about oversold, testing lower. We've been saying it for a few weeks. And obviously through that, we also knew that we would be pumping up. We weren't sure when the cool off would necessarily come. And then we were waiting for core CPI and PPI this week. Both of those came back a tiny. Well, so here's the thing. Core CPI came in 0.1 higher than anticipated.
Right.
But realistically, a lot of the analysts and hedge funds were thinking it was going to come in 0.2 or 3 higher. So
hold on, just so I understand.
Yeah.
So there was a projection out there, whatever that number was. I don't know what it was. Two something, right? Yeah. So it came in higher, but analysts were actually thinking it was going to come in even higher than what it came in at. They were projecting.
So it still was a negative turn. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's all about perception.
So the core CPI was actually bullish this week. because people thought that it was going to be higher, which meant they still would have been okay with it being up more.
Right.
But because it only came in 0.1 higher, it was actually mostly bullish in the eyes of investors, traders, hedge fund managers. All of these people were like, okay, that's it, not bad. Because we understand that the tariffs are being, causing the weakening of the US dollar, which in turn creates higher inflation rates. So we're expecting inflation to go higher, which is Fed Powell's excuse of why he hasn't cut. Is he says, well, our data is obviously a few months behind of what's actually happening.
Right.
And that's why they haven't cut rates. That part's kind of BS. You guys know how I feel about the manipulation of that. But, with all of that, realistically, the market is, we're just in a cool off right now for, the next leg up. Bitcoin still has one more leg up too. That's something we kind of talked about before the show as well, just about how, the price discovery, the dominance, essentially. Bitcoin still has, and again, this is my opinion and some other people's opinions. Bitcoin still has one more good pump that we should see. That's going to have most of the liquidity of the market in Bitcoin still. And that's probably going to happen, so here's the thing. Let's talk about this real quick too, because we're talking about Fed and that September, I think 12th. I could be wrong on the date. It's either the 11th or the 12th, I think. Fed Powell is going to be back on stage. So basically, what everyone is seeing now or saying is because of the numbers, we did see PPI come in a little bit higher this week. And that one was actually that one was high. So PPI was scary. That's why we're seeing this much sell off.
But just focus on that point real quick.
Sorry, yeah.
Do analysts expected it to be higher based off of inflation? So is there like a stripped out version and a tariff adjusted version of PPI that people are looking at, or is it all kind of just baked in and people know that, all right, well, it's going to be higher because inflation is higher?
So most of the, analysts and traders, they all know, or we all know, that this is penciled in essentially,
right?
Because you have to understand, and this is a part that I want to continue to get better at teaching and helping people understand, is understanding the global liquidity cycle, where the money circulates through the world on a regular basis.
Right.
And so, with that, these kind of things, what we know what tariffs do. Tariffs create that weakening, creates inflation to go up. And if you have interest rates that are higher in your country, economically, cutting those interest rates then brings back the value of that dollar. It brings back investors. And so a lot of analysts, investors know that a lot of, we talk about the noise, right? That a lot of this is noise. It's a temporary thing. They're trying to make money off the tariffs for, economically internally. They're weakening the US dollar. But then historically, too, because we do have a history of the tariffs, especially with Trump in office, we had a tariff war the last time he was in office. So if you go back and look at how this all played out, it was very, very similar. Inflation started creeping up. Tariffs were going in. Everyone was upset, freaking out about it. And then all of a sudden, the Fed rates come in, the cuts come in, the tariffs went away, and we were in a full-blown bull cycle in 2021, correct? So here we are kind of seeing history rhyme. And the reason
history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
Yeah, and the reason it doesn't repeat, in my opinion, on this cycle in particular, is I think this is a mass adoption cycle, or a big doubling, tripling in how many people we see anyways.
Right.
And that is going to lead to a different cycle, but I think it's going to be a very bullish different cycle. And then obviously we're still going to cool off. We're still going to have a winter cycle. You can't, and the thing is we have to learn how to be very intelligent about our trading and our investing this time. A lot of us might have been in 1-2 cycles. Some of us might have been in for, 4 to the beginning. And with that, we just have to understand now that there's a big profit season, and we're not in alt season. We're not in meme season and NFTs, all that, but we really have to just make sure that we understand that global cycle and that why the winter cycle comes. It doesn't have to be a recession that causes a winter cycle. We just can't always be investing and going up. As much as we would love that, there has to be a slowdown. There has to be, cool off. So It's all penciled in, like you were saying, like in the investors' side of these things. And that's why September, when we see Fed Powell go back on stage, everyone's saying 90% or higher at this, that we're going to get a rate cut. Whether it's 25, 50, 75 basis points, so 0.25, 0.50, 0.75% of the interest rates, any of that is going to be insanely bullish. And there is most likely going to happen either next month or the month after a 2 rate cut. So it could be a 50 basis point cut. And I'm even seeing a lot of analysts start to say, including Trump, that we should see a full basis point, which would mean 1% over the next 4 to 5 months. Now, if that was to happen, I think that would be the super cycle. Because everyone's interest would be so low.
Right.
Now, so I think that
I'd be borrowing money. I'd borrow against my house and buy Bitcoin.
Hell yeah, bro. I'll take some loans on my body, like kidneys. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't anyone do that.
I got 2 kidneys. One of them.
Yeah. So with that all, though, just to summarize, a lot of this is penciled in. We should continue to see sell-off through this month, in my opinion, and chop. So, realistically, from what I'm seeing and what I've been hearing, I feel the same way. And I'll pull up a chart real quick. I think Bitcoin, I'm on the 5 minute. Let me get to where it's small. So, realistically, everything that's going on right now, this is
what number is that? I can't see
this
that.
This is 112.
112. Okay.
So I think what we're seeing right now is a breakdown on the chart. So I think we're seeing a bit of a breakdown. I think we're going to start to retest this area, which is the 115, 116. I think we start retesting that. But at some point during this month, I think, and this is just speculation, y'all, so don't take this one too serious, but because we have to see where we test, and we'll have updates as the week goes on, or the weeks go on here. But if we break down on this one, 115,656. So if we were to fall below that line, I believe that we'll easily go tap 112, 111, and this will be our resistance area that we'll be testing. Now, because of 110 and how strong that floor was, I don't think we fall below 110. And that's my opinion again. I've seen some people thinking we're going to go to 90K in the next 2 weeks.
I saw 70.
Yeah. And there's always those projections. Yeah. So there's always going to be some wild ones, and it could happen because they're looking at a resistance level somewhere that if it breaks, it's going to hit that. So that's why I like to say, we're at 117. The next test is 116. If we fall below that, it's 115.6, and if we fall below that, it's 112, 111.
Do you have that liquidity chart? Could we take a look at that?
I can pull it up.
I love that chart.
Yeah, same.
So the liquidity heat maps right now. This is what I was talking about pre-stream before we got on the show today too. So this is that bottom liquidity, which this.
And what number is that? 111 something?
Yeah, that's one. No, this one's 116.
116. Okay.
Yeah. So this is that 116 support we're talking about too, and it's 581. So see that people are betting under that bottom of that candle. So I think this is going to get liquidated because we know history in this shows that we usually sweep low and then we sweep back up. The retest is going to be at 119 in this chart. So I think we see liquidity down to that 116, and then I think we see it wipe right back up to 119, maybe into Saturday, something like that. We know that we talked about charts moving over the weekend, right? So that's also something to remember is we may retap this 119, but then collapse back down.
What is that green bar right there that you were just on? Oops.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back to the 24.
That kind of thicker green bar that you just down below the yellow, right there. Yeah. What is that number?
115.
Okay.
But that's not much liquidity. So the dark or these greens aren't. This will change pretty drastically.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of bets essentially that we're going to break that one under 116.
And it looks like there's a huge gap below that, right? Where that purplish, so that's 114, and then
and if you notice, these all kind of just hit the numbers that we looked at. These, each of these kind of just hits those resistance. And then if you go over the, your 3 day here, we're going to definitely be retesting up in the 120s because this looks like it's going to pump. And this is that thing, right? It's going to wipe the bottom and it'll come sweep and play in here for probably a day or two. And then after it plays in here, we'll see some more resistance, or resistance checks on the website.
I love this chart. I mean, it tells you a lot, and it helps you kind of understand what the psychology, I guess, of the market is and where people think it's going. And then you can play within those boundaries, right? If you're swing trading or anything like that, it kind of helps you understand what the market's thinking.
Yeah. And then another good one, this is Bitcoin a lot of the times obviously tells us where the market's going, right? So it's good to see this because if this is heavy, all yellow down here and nothing up top, you're just seeing a sinking pattern on shorts. And so this is very helpful. And then I go here. I go to CoinMarketCap on their main page. This is very helpful a lot of the times. You can see how the overall market cap of crypto is doing. That fear and greed that Rick had up for us earlier. That's over here. And then, alt season, it's got your little alt season radar over here.
Oh, that's cool. I forgot about that.
And it's also got your trending. A lot of the times this shows stuff that is, down heavy, but has a lot of, volatility or could go up. Like for me, I've been buying Fartcoin finally. I decided to get in on the Ripper here. And so it's but I saw it because it was down like 32% yesterday. So just having these kind of little analytics of where the general market is, knowing where the liquidity on the short term currently sits, a lot of that stuff helps kind of know everything. But at the end of the day, if we go on the day of Bitcoin here, we're just up. If you would have bought anywhere in between any of this, and if you still buy here, just don't sell it for a while. If you're buying at the top, this price is going to still drastically increase. We were talking about it on a TA space on Wednesday with Quack Life about generational wealth is literally just holding this until that account's big enough. Especially if you're young, if you're, 18, 19 or in your 20s, and you just buy, as much Bitcoin as you can over the next 10 years without stopping, you're going to be financially free. So something to just remember in all this short-term talk that we do go over. These are a lot of these short-term analytics we do are for us to swing trade or short, long positions, option trading, things of that nature. But we also, a lot of us or most of us have long-term portfolios that just do not get traded. This stuff's just to continue buying because no matter how long we do this, we know at some point this is going to be generational wealth because we just kept buying it for 10, 15 years straight. So just kind of something to touch on because I know it gets a little crazy when we're chopping, but at the end of the day, we're super early.
Yeah, there was a story a little while back about a guy that DCA'd every single day into Bitcoin. I don't remember what the dollar amount was. It wasn't large. I think it was like $10 or $20 a day. Every day for 9 years straight, he DCA'd in, and he ended up taking I'm going to be making up numbers right now, but he ended up taking $300,000, maybe not even that much, $250,000 and turn it into several $1 million just by DCAing every day. Now that I put out those numbers, I'm going to find the article and I'll post it somewhere. But you're right. If you're 20 something, 30 something, and you're going to be working for the next 20 years, 30 years, and you're buying $10 worth of Bitcoin a day, don't go buy a coffee, go buy Bitcoin. And in 10 years, you'll wake up and you'll have this massive, massive portfolio. It'll be, I don't know, man. Every time we do this show, I'm just so excited about where we are within blockchain and just where we are in life, right? Mm-hmm. Being able to experience blockchain and Bitcoin in real time, being able to experience AI and what's going on with that industry in real time. It's a fascinating time to be alive. When you're looking at these charts, right? Right now you're on the 1 day. We talked earlier about indicators. What are the top maybe 3 to 5 indicators that you're looking at when you're looking at when you're doing TA. Is it the liquidity? Is it the fear and greed? Is it what is it for you? Like what are the things you look at?
So everyone has their own, and that's what we've had to really learn in a teaching trading aspect and teaching investment, is that there are a lot of analytics, and if you use too many of them, you're going to actually sabotage your
They cancel
strategy.
each other out at some point. Did I lose you?
I thought that was me because there was lightning and thunder in the background.
He drops off completely with the audio though, because we can still see his video.
Yeah, that's weird.
Shout out Envision.
Envision. It would actually be good to get some TA from him. I don't know if he can request.
Is he on? I've seen the
I've
chat.
just seen him. He was streaming not so long ago.
Oh, there he is. Envision. Yeah, jump up here, buddy.
We need to send him the link.
Yeah, send him the link. Maybe you can get up here and you can do some TA. Yeah, it's interesting to see, what's going on with the market. Like I said, I saw an article where who was it? Peter Brandt thinks that. Let's see. Let me find it. I've got too many windows open. Here we go. Peter Brandt sees 30% chance Bitcoin has topped this cycle. Per the chart below, could be. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. That's the wrong spot on the article. But 30% chance we could have topped this cycle, and he suggested that the next significant move could see Bitcoin falling back to between $60,000 and $70,000 by November of 2026. That number. I don't know if I'm just like if I drank the Kool-Aid or if I'm just like cautiously optimistic. But 70K does not sound like a realistic number. With MicroStrategy doing what MicroStrategy does, I just don't see Bitcoin ever falling to those numbers. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, we've seen historical pullbacks that are bigger than that. You know what I mean? 95%, 80%, pullback from all-time high.
Yeah.
This next cycle, I think a lot of it's going to get eaten up by big corporations coming in.
Right.
But it's going to try. It's going to try to move that direction. That's why they're calling those low numbers. Like if we were in the old cycle, that would be the answer.
Right.
It would be drop that significant, maybe even a little bit more. But I think this cycle we're not going to see that low. There's a possibility we see a spike into to like 100. But I don't see us going past.
Yeah, I mean, with what MicroStrategy buying up everything they can buy up, they're at what 3% of total Bitcoin supply right now, or getting very, very close to it if they're not already there.
Something like that.
If it drops down to 70K, isn't that a massive, massive buying opportunity for all these hedge funds, all these Bitcoin reserve strategy companies, all these countries, everyone that's kind of just sitting on the sideline waiting to make a decision on it. That just seems like a bit of an opportunity to toss up, and I don't know. That's why I don't really see anything.
Your audio's coming out
at that level. Crypto Stone, are you back? Or
check.
There we go. Nice.
Microphone check. No. Maybe not. Restream breaking. Okay.
Yeah, Restream is acting a little goofy today.
Yeah. Oh, he said my mic's gone out too. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Like I said, we're on August 15th. Kids are pretty much back in school now. Most people are back to their jobs. Most traders are trading again. So I think the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty telling for what we're going to see going into Q4, right? So we got 6 more weeks until we hit Q4, and then we're in that buying season. We're in the shopping season, and then things just tend to go nuts towards the end of the year. So it'll be interesting to watch that in real time and track that. I want to shift gears a little bit, and we talk about crypto a lot. Obviously, we talk about Bitcoin a lot. Where like when are NFTs? Are NFTs going to make a comeback, or do you see them having some sort of like resurgence, renaissance, whatever, this year, or is that going to be delayed until 2026?
People love collecting shit. I think
Yeah.
they make a good bag off of anything else. They'll go buy NFTs off the chain that they profited from.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. I know I do.
Yeah, I mean, digital, collectibles are definitely a thing now, right? With especially geared towards the adult market, we're seeing a lot more collectibles geared towards adults, and I think with that, we're seeing a lot more digital collectibles being targeted at adults. Rick, I know you have been following NFTs for a while. That's kind of your jam. What are your thoughts on the NFT market in 2025? And how that's going to be affected by Bitcoin, whether it goes up or down?
So I think that people are waiting to kind of cycle into something else. It's just the nature of an investor, right? You want to take those gains, you want to put them somewhere else, you want to make more gains, you want to swap it into something else, and that's why we've seen, meme coin runs, NFT runs, and I kind of think like, is there utility behind these NFTs? Yes. Are there communities behind these NFTs? Yes. Are there sustainable business models being built out around this ecosystem? Yes. So with all of those things in mind, I think that there is a stable product there that people could invest into. Now you're just saying the collectibles market. Tricky was just saying, you know, and yourself as well. You look at Pokemon at the moment and the craze that is going on with Pokemon. I don't know if you guys saw, but they released in Japan. They released like a McDonald's card, like a special edition.
Oh, really? They did a collab with McDonald's?
Yeah. So
Wow.
let me try find the thing. So there was just madness, absolute madness in Japan, where these guys, they're normally quite relaxed people, right? Like they're not very too intense. But if you look, some quotes here, people were ordering to their house, like Glovo, or like whatever, like Deliveroo, whatever, Uber Eats, but getting like over and over and over because they had a limit of 5. So what people were doing is just ordering 5 and then ordering 5 and then ordering 5, just to get these packs of cards, and then just like disposing of all of the food and actually fighting in the McDonald's. Like Japanese people are just very, like as a tradition, this is the part. They're quite laid back and
reserved,
relaxed. Yeah, no, these guys were full on, like, look, flexing, were full of things, and even fighting in the store. With each other. This craze okay, well, NFTs.
Rick, we can't hear you guys. Turn the volume up on that Twitter. There you go.
Oh, could you hear the audio on the video?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, I think that like because I can see this craze going on with this, and sneakers will more than likely follow. People love to do this. People love, and I've seen a lot of people in the Pokemon community saying, if crypto crashes, Pokemon's going to kind of take a hit as well. And I agree. I think that it's like they work together, and we're seeing at the moment like this massive pump for Pokemon. Some of the prices are just getting crazy now, and now let's move to NFTs. So
you know what else is rumored right now, and I actually just asked Grok for some validity. Hopefully my mic keeps working. So Pokemon's rumored to be going to Sui. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
so, and I just asked Grok, and apparently Pokemon Home Privacy Policy Update has talk of Sui blockchain. Sui Foundation blog posts talk about the update. There's a lot of speculation, essentially, that Pokemon wants to be on the blockchain. They've gotten pushback since 2023 that people don't want that, but that they do want to be on the blockchain, and that Sui and the gaming part of the Web3 seems, and from the changes in some of the privacy policies with Pokemon, we may be seeing like a first major game coming onto another chain, which would be Sui. And if you guys know me and my Sui thoughts, I've been buying and stacking a lot of Sui because I think that it does have a lot of potential to be a really solid layer one for like that gaming world. And if Pokemon jumps in that is going to bring billions of dollars into the ecosystem and Web3 in general. I mean, it could be crazy if you're playing Pokemon on Sui and your NFTs are your Pokemon cards and they have one of ones in the Pokemon collection. Like, oh man.
So this is just a random story. So I used to live across the street from, in our neighborhood, we had a neighborhood park, a couple acre, 2 acre park. And we would always see these random, like different random people just going to the park, staring at their phones for like 5 or 10 minutes and then like driving away. And I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then my brother came out to visit for a week. And he went to the park, staring at his phone. Came back, I was like, what the fuck are you doing at the park? Like, why is everyone at the park? And they were all, apparently there was a big like Pokemon gym there. And so they were all playing Pokemon Go, and it was like this highly sought after Pokemon gym. And they would all just go across the street to the park, collect a Pokemon, and then drive away. It was the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know. It went on for a couple weeks or a month, and then it kind of died off. But yeah, it was interesting to see.
Well, do you know what's interesting about that? People catch those Pokemon and then they sell their whole account so that someone else can have that specific Pokemon that they've caught. So there's no way to, like, if you catch a Pokemon, for you to sell me or trade with me or anything. There's no monetization behind it either. And I would imagine they're looking for some sort of monetization.
Right.
What they've been doing is you have to, as a player, buy the Pokeballs, buy all of these different items.
Yeah.
Where I think that if they had to bring in this market, that would, you could swap one of these items for a bunch of Pokeballs.
Right.
Or there'd be a whole economy built like underneath it. And so
and then the Pokemon company would make money off the royalties.
Well, eventually, yeah, exactly. I mean, I put out this thread ages ago. This was at like at the end of April. I put this out, but this was when the news kind of broke. Exactly what Stoner was talking about there. Parasol Technologies linked with Pokemon Home to the Sui blockchain, and here was all the proof. I went and did like a little bit of a deep dive on like who these guys are and everything, and yeah, they literally they are bringing not just Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic the Gathering. So yeah, they're bringing on all of these different games, which to me is massive. Like, bro, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering on the blockchain, like. Do you know how many people play this stuff? Like, it's millions and millions and millions of people. And if you go have a look, this is in the in the policy of the Pokemon website, and it says the Pokemon works and Parasol Technologies, which is Sui, process your information in Japan. So there's the evidence is there. It's just they haven't come out, and like Stoner says, because there's been pushback. But I think that if players understand, right, I can actually make money off this, or there's some sort of profit to be made here as a player as well. I think that people will love that, because the whole Pokemon industry, the TCG, is built on a market, right? Like every card costs something. Each box has like a certain value, and it goes up or down. Like, you can go there. There's a whole market for this. Like, so I'll just give you an example quickly. This is like price charting, and you can look at the value of anything here: sports cards, coins, Lego sets, Funko Pops,
Oh
comics.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see it on a price chart, which is interesting. So we'll look at like the Mew from like I think the Mew's like one of the like bigger cards in Pokemon, but like this Bubble Mew here, you can see this one card. The price of it ungraded is 385, and if it's a PSA 10, it's 1,400. This is a recent card as well. It's not like some ancient card.
Right. Look at that. Look at that. September. Go back to September 24th. So in less than a year. Go back to there. You go. What
Yeah.
was that? $90, and now it's up to 400. So 4x in less than a year on freaking
Yeah.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
insane. It's insane. That's what I'm saying. Like this market is going absolutely nuts right now, and because I see that, I'm like, NFTs have to come. And then let's look at NFTs because it's enough just saying that. Let's look at some of the stats and the numbers here, right? So over the last 30 days, Ethereum up 76%.
Sales
Solana,
volume. Yeah.
yeah, this is volume. This isn't actually obviously
Right.
like market cap or anything
Right,
like
right.
that. But you look at Solana up 20% here as well. You look at CryptoPunks, the leading NFT collection, 785% volume up. Transactions as well up 361%. Bored Ape, Pudgy Penguins. You're seeing Moonbirds, which did it like a 3x over the last month, up 1,300%. All the higher cap NFT projects pump first. It's the same as crypto, and then the rest I think will follow. And you're seeing like Milady's, all of these pumping. Now let's.
Well, hold on. Go back. So go back to Ethereum, or go back to that last.
Yeah.
So in the last 30 days, there's been $355 million worth of volume on NFTs.
Yes, sir.
That's a staggering number.
Crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy for a dead market. For
Right.
a dead market. Like,
Right.
come on, like
Yeah.
no one's really even trading that right now. So imagine if we see some sort of like real concentration towards any of these ecosystems, it's going to go crazy. And these people that are bullish, like 10 days ago, someone bought this CryptoPunk for $2.5 million.
Yeah.
That's a serious amount of money to drop on a digital asset that is dead. You know,
Right.
NFT is dead. So we go, and also another, obviously we have to look at like prices, right? Because crypto is absolutely sent over the last 30 days. So I'll just show you, for example, here, like Bored Ape Yacht Club here. Over the last 1 day, kind of flat, but let's look at the 30-day, because you would think that, okay, ETH's pumped, their floor price should be down and it should have adjusted to ETH. No, sir. They're actually up 1% on the month. So if you go look at what they're worth right now, Bored Apes are sitting at around 52.4K. Yesterday, when ETH was up, it was sitting at 60K. So in USD value, we are really seeing some big gains in the NFT space. It's just very deceptive because, you know, like you would come in, you'd be like, oh, it's flat, you know, or, I mean, over the last 30 days, though, look at this, like Moonbirds, up 300%.
Wow.
What a trade that is with ETH pumping.
Right.
So your $2,800 ETH a month ago, you bought one of these.
Right.
That's now sitting at 14K.
Yeah. 12. Yeah. 14K.
That
You're
is
right.
a massive gain, and no one's talking about it. No one's talking about that. That's where I'm like, good. Don't talk about it. Like, let us pump up to the point that people are like, oh my God, are you seeing like what these NFTs are busy doing right now? Look at CryptoPunks over the last month, up 16%. Despite,
But you bring up a good point, and I think we need to emphasize that. This is, stay here for a sec. So,
sorry, I'll go back 1 second.
All right, so CryptoPunks floor 49.5. The change is, I can't tell if that's 15 or 16. 15%.
Yeah.
That's an ETH price, or that's an ETH though, right?
Yeah.
So that doesn't account, like you said, for ETH going from 2,800 a month ago to now 4,400 or 4,800 the other day. So that's just the number of ETH, not the value in US dollars. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So like now, like so we would see that this is 218K for
Jesus.
CryptoPunk right now.
I like
But
that one
if
too.
But if we had done this a month ago, and it was at the same floor price, which it isn't, it's up 13%. So let's go down 13%, so around 45 ETH. So if we do that at 2,500, we're looking at 112,500. So
And now it's at what, 240,
and now it's
250?
sitting at 220.
220.
Yeah, 220. We would say a gain of 105,000 dollars.
Dollars,
More or
yeah.
less, yeah,
Yeah.
$105,000.
Wow.
Like it's crazy when you look at it like that because people aren't talking about it. People are just
Right.
they're not paying
The
attention.
articles are being written right now, and when the public hears them, everything's going to rip.
It has to, right? Because like when the leader is doing that, then everything else should follow. And I think that is what's going to happen because it trickles down, right? Like those
Yeah,
people
that's what I was
feel
gonna say.
that
So
they
is
want
this like
to
a
get
lagging
100K.
indicator right now?
I think so. So what I
Yeah.
think is like the people who make those gains might go and reinvest somewhere else in crypto that they believe is going to be a gain, and they're going to go take that liquidity that they've made of CryptoPunks. Maybe they think, 100% gain in a month is good enough for them. They're going to cash out and they're going to rotate into something else where they can see another 100% gain. So I think that like it's just being set up now for the season. So I think October, well, maybe not October, but November, December, January, February, those 4 months for NFTs, hot as hell. And like, honestly, even other side and everything coming out with what they're coming out with at the moment. Ape Fest is happening in October, so that we'll see like Bored Apes pump a little bit. Maybe something coming out for Yuga. With all of this stuff put together, I'm just like, this is the perfect storm brewing here. Like for NFT projects, you should really, really be getting ready now to have those things that you've been building for the last couple of years ready to go. Because this is when it's going to count. Like people are going to want to see, like, what's the utility here? Why should I buy this token? We're not just going to ape into things blindly. I think that will never come back, but we will see like substantial growth in the projects that have been sticking around. There are people that have stuck around for the last 2 years. Like I say, all floors are very deceptive now because a lot of people are. If you go look at like the actual sales, people are actually accepting a lot of wheat right now on a lot of collections. So if you take off the transfer here and you just leave it on sale, you'll see there's a lot of wheat thing going on as well. So it's not just green all around, and you'll see it on some other collections worse than others. Like for example, I haven't even looked. I'm just guessing that there might be a few here. So and under sales, we just see that not so bad actually, but you see these big blocks here. This is like one wallet taking profit type of thing a lot of the time. So we are seeing people taking profits, but I think that's where they may be silly, that they shouldn't maybe take profits yet because we haven't seen that NFT pump. Yes, we've seen the crypto one. So if you're investing in crypto, by all means take profits. But if you're going to be waiting for a pump, I think that like the pump is still coming. Like these here, these Opepins, these things were crazy prices. And look at them now. Like, I just think that stuff, like, look at people just weaving here like crazy. And it's a good Jack Butcher. If he just starts, shipping again and people are into NFTs all of a sudden, I can see these absolutely going bonkers. I mean, look what these things hit at an average sale price of like 2 ETH, moving average.
It's wild.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So I just think that like there's a lot of upside potential with NFTs right now. We should be looking at NFTs, not financial advice, but I'm looking where the liquidity is going. Like I'm seeing the volume, right? I'm seeing that up 75% here with volume. Like at the end of the day, you can say what you like, but these are supposed to be e-liquid JPEGs. So for you, in order for you to get money out of this, you need someone to buy it. But somehow the volume is crazy like that, and the floors are stable. Come on, like the signs are all there.
Maybe pull up. Can you pull up the Solana chart and the weed chart next to each other? Is that possible?
I think Stoner will be better at that because he's got OBS, so you can double stream two in one.
I'm back. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you guys could.
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, I lost connection there for a second, which was weird. I wanted, so I don't want to go back totally to the chart that you were looking on, but it was, even if you look at projects, NFT projects that are down, who's sharing their screen? Is that you, Crypto Summit? Even if you look at projects that are down, right? Even if they're only down, whatever, 5% over the last 30 days, the NFT project might be down 5% in total number of ETH, but ETH is still up 60 or 70% over the last 30 days. So those projects are still in profit, right? Which is
right.
So maybe people are seeing red on those charts, and they're like, oh, these projects, the floor is down 5% or 10%. Yeah, but Ethereum is up 60% or 70% within that time.
It's all
frame,
perception, man. But
right?
yeah,
Exactly. So
yeah.
are they looking at the charts in the right way and taking into account? Yeah, it might be down on ETH, but it's up overall as far as US dollar value. So that'd be an interesting, kind of psychological survey to take these different projects.
Degen's thinking in the base chain. You know what I mean? Like, so they'll think of it as in price in ETH or price in BTC. A lot of people who are in Web3, they're like, they just don't do things on normal dollar values. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the NFT world over the next 4 or 5 months going into 2026. I still think there's massive opportunity in NFTs with IRL Web2 companies, whether you're talking about putting rewards on chain, putting tickets on chain,
gaming as well, like gaming,
like you said, Pokemon, right? Being able to create a market,
Minecraft, bro. Like,
do you know how much freaking money my little 7-year-old has spent on Roblox, and he has nothing to show for it, right? He doesn't own that asset. He can't sell it or transfer it, or
it would be good for him to be able to now go and sell like the old ones that he doesn't want anymore, and then he could get some money and buy new ones.
Exactly. And it creates this perpetual cycle, and then Roblox is making 2% off every transaction, or there's a transaction fee that they charge, but it would keep him in the game and keep that money in the game. So it's it'll be interesting to see how that evolves within gaming. I think there's a massive opportunity there. I think there's a massive opportunity, like I said, with loyalty points, rewards, and tickets. Obviously, any kind of digital collectible is. I don't think we've even come close to scratching the utility and the potential market for NFTs.
When you start getting ridiculous WETH offers on your rugged NFTs, that's when I'll say we're back.
There you go.
It's coming. It's coming. Believe me, it's coming.
Yeah, it will. They're like, this thing's old and stupid as hell. I love it.
You know what the missing ingredient is right now? There's one missing ingredient in all of this. I said it's all building up. FOMO. That's all you need to throw into the pot now. Everything else is there. The prices are kind of up. The floors are holding kind of stable at these prices even. All you need now is just that little match. FOMO. Boom. Total explosion. Everyone's coming in.
Right.
I mean, all it really takes is to be like a rags to riches story. That's what people want to see. And then everyone else thinks, why not me? That guy's just made 50K off flipping NFTs. Why not me? But people aren't really speaking about that right now because that's not the hot topic. The hot topic is all-time highs. So all-time high on Bitcoin, all-time high on ETH, all-time highs. Like, that's what the conversations are in spaces right now. No one is having an NFT space and it's pumping right now. Like, people just aren't. And that's a good thing, again. Like, we want to pump quietly. That's always the best way. Pump quietly so we don't have this rush of people from outside coming in and kind of like messing things up. Let us get to a good stable level where all of our bags are secure and we've got like some skin in the game, and then send I think we all do already, but maybe like might be nice to pick up some of these higher cap NFTs, like Bored Ape, or even like maybe an other deed if you can't afford a Bored Ape, and then potentially building on the other side, because if you are betting on that whole ecosystem, I think it's a great bet. Like that, and I also think Apecoin's like this is the same thing. It's like Apecoin right now. It's just kind of been stable this whole time. It hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down. It's just been stable, and I think that will move with the NFT market as well. Apecoin. So I have been buying Apecoin, and I'll continue to, because I just think that at 64, 65 cents,
Mm-hmm.
right, it can do a 4x easy. Or
Yeah.
like if NFTs come back hot, that's a 4x. So at least. So I just think it's just now about this crypto finding a home at some sort of price point that we could keep over a month or so, and then we're going to see people rotating. Right, let me rotate this. Let me go buy a few NFTs. I see these guys are making a quick 2x there.
Mm-hmm.
Then they will be willing to, but it's not going to happen until we have that match.
Yeah.
And
people are starting to buy like the alts again though, and I think we're about to see a run up on that like real soon. Crypto Stoner, go to like show a 1 day on the entire chart. I don't know what like you can do minute intervals.
This is on the 1 day.
Well, no, I see. No, those are 1 day candles. I mean, like a 1 day for the whole chart. Like, so you can see the activity of what happened today. In Solana versus weed. That's why I always like to compare. Like, how does it respond when we see a pullback on Solana? What is the comparable pullback on our alts and stuff, right? And it looks like Solana pulled back a little bit more than we did for the day. Anyway, is that the week?
No, it's the day.
No, that's the day. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of volume are we looking at on Solana right now? I feel like I actually asked AI about like kind of confirming my research, based off of like distance from all-time highs and in the top like 100 cryptos and potential to get back there. Which what would you recommend? And so there's a list I put out in my post the other day. It's just like the top 10 furthest away from their all-time highs. There's still like 12 X's out there for grabs.
So you're talking about past top tens, or I'm sorry, top tens of past cycles.
Yeah, like if they were to go back to their all-time high,
right.
what's the take?
What
and then they could do that, and hopefully they would go back there and higher, ideally, right? But just Polkadot, Polkadot goes.
Yeah,
back.
So that's a good one. So Polkadot
highs,
right now is at what?
Polygon is the 10x.
Yeah, you're right. Polkadot, looks like their all-time high back in November 21 was $54, and right now they're sitting at $3.88.
I've been scooping that one for the last 3 years. I just been DCAing into that mother. I've got a lot of that.
That's crazy, man. So yeah, that'd be what, like a 15x ish, pretty close.
And then if it doubles its all-time high,
oh my god,
that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, this is gonna get fun, guys. I mean, when you look at some of these, so I'm looking at Polkadot. So December of 2020, December 23rd was at $4.74. By April 4th, so roughly 3.5 months, it had 10x to $44. And then, of course, the all-time high was about a year later in November 21 and to 54.
Yeah, this
can move quick. We could see, going into September, we could see an all-time high within 3 months, 4 months for some of these coins, or getting back to all-time highs. So strap in, lock in. It's these next 4.5 months, what's left of the year, is going to be really, really, really fascinating. Yeah. So definitely lock in and pay attention to what's going on. All right, we are.
Let me just say, so just one thing, bro. When do we ever see investors or degens settle with USD? Never. So as soon as they sell their positions with Bitcoin and they see like, okay, maybe we're going to be stable here, there's no more profit to be made here for like a little while, bro, they will rotate that into something else, and it's going to be the alts, it's going to be the NFTs, it's going to be the meme coins. It's how it's going to go. It's a cycle, right?
The money
And we're going to
flows.
go exactly. We're going to go through all of that again to come back to another Bitcoin pump that might take us up to 200K or whatever. But I think that like these cycles within the cycle will play out, you know. So because degens, just think about it from a psychological standpoint. Like they sell the Bitcoin, they've got the profits now. What do they do with the profits? They want to make more money, bro. They want to keep making money with the money that they've made. So they're going to just they'll rotate.
It's analogous to the stock market, right? If you have a financial advisor, he invests your money for you, he takes profits every so often, right? And then what does he do with that money? He doesn't sit on the dollar. He goes and reinvests it back into another stock, and he does that again and again and again, and he does that with 200 different stocks or ETFs or whatever. So you're right. The money keeps flowing, right? It's going to flow from one stock to another. It's going to flow from Bitcoin to ETH to alts to memes to NFTs, just like the stock market. Right, it's the exact same concept. They didn't reinvent the wheel. They just changed the the environment from that process in the stock market to now that process in crypto and blockchain. So
and I feel like it's faster in crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Like it moves a lot quicker. Like these cycles, like you can go through like 2 or 3 within a full cycle. Like these. Like mini cycles within the cycle. Yeah, and then eventually, but on the overall cycle, you can see obviously the pump and everything. But I think that we're gonna see some rotation, and I think that in a super cycle is where things get interesting, because then what happens? I think that is when you see cycles within a cycle, and I think that that's what we're going to. I just think that
I want to see that 3x of all-time highs.
Yeah.
Right, I think that we can see it in 5 years. In the next 5 years, I think Bitcoin easy rips 1 million, but it's going to be through these different cycles that we're going to go through. Like these, if you've been here for long enough, you feel this shit, because it's like the hot topic for 2 months on crypto Twitter is a specific thing, and then it will just move. Remember when it was all the AI coins, that was the narrative, and it's still Fartcoin is one of them. So it's kind of baked into the culture now, and I think that all of these things get baked into the culture through these cycles, which is amazing. And NFTs are definitely one of the things that are now baked in. So I think that we just have to wait for the cycle to hit, and whatever you're holding, meme coins, whatever it is, I'm just saying now is probably the time to hold or even buy.
Grab a bag of weed.
Grab a bag of weed. Love it. All right, guys. We are a little past the hour. Thank you, everybody who joined us. Again, everyone in the audience, this show is for you guys. It's us four just chilling, talking, but really we want to talk about stuff that you're interested in. So as always, if you have interesting projects or interesting people that you want us to talk about, or even specific topics within crypto, like Tricky just mentioned his question about what previous top 10 is going to get back into the top 10, right? Are we going to see Polkadot reach, get back to its all-time high or even exceed its all-time high? That's an interesting topic that I'd like to dive into next week. What is I want to say Pokemon. What is Polkadot going to do? What is Matic going to do? I'm just kind of scrolling through here.
And everyone, make sure you stop in tomorrow. It's the 4th annual DeFi Space mega giveaway space, where people bring a giveaway for the room to get on stage. It's also my birthday. I'm turning 41. Don't bring me anything. Bring something for the room. I want to make it as epic as it was last year or better. So,
Rick, you got to put together a birthday jam for his party tomorrow.
I'll do tomorrow. I'm almost just debating.
What time does it start? What time EST does it start?
1 p.m.
1 p.m. EST. Okay, got it.
Yep.
All right, so that's 10 a.m. my time.
And then I'll just probably go for I don't know, till I crash.
Nice, love it. All right, everybody. So 4th annual DeFi Donkey Space tomorrow, and Tricky's birthday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Check that out. I'll definitely pop in and say hello and sing a little happy birthday. That's it for me. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens the rest of this year. I'm excited to chat with y'all every week and just, kind of shoot the shit and say, all right, well, where are we going from here? And this is fun. This is a lot of fun for me. I love doing this, and hopefully we'll have everyone in the audience will show up every week. And like I said, chime in with questions, chime in with projects, chime in with people. That's it for me. Let's go around the horn. Let me fix the view. What do clockwise? Rick, you're up. Nope, we're going counterclockwise. Tricky, you're up.
Well, I basically said it already. Birthday space tomorrow. I just got the coffee in. Coffee smells good.
Nice.
And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you check out Tricky's NFTs for that mega giveaway space. And stay positive. Make sure you got weed ready.
There you go. Happy birthday.
I've got like 45 types to smoke. I'm gonna try to
show people your suitcase.
I didn't.
All right. Tune in tomorrow to see Tricky's suitcase. It is hilarious. All right, Crypto Stoner.
Thanks for another amazing Friday. Just so you guys know, a little outgoing alpha. One is we got the SEC chair, Paul Atkins, I think his last name is, but he's talking about the crypto move. And so today they announced that the SEC, essentially, we are mobilizing to make America the crypto capital of the world. So very bullish. On top of, just know that you guys are going to see some sell-offs and some consolidation most likely over the next few days. Could even be a little bit longer, over a week. So if you guys are swing trading, this is a great time to be dollar cost averaging back in as it drops. As you guys know, I was pretty much all out of the market back into stables. We're around 122, 123K on Bitcoin and subsequent prices. So, we, with those swing sides and the TAs we do on Wednesday, we're really trying to teach people how to swing in and out of these markets so you guys can, make that money without putting too much risk behind it, because you're just kind of following the waves. So, everyone have an amazing weekend. Tricky. Look forward to bringing, I'm going to bring the Dead's Army over to you. We have spaces tomorrow starting at 6 a.m. So that goes to our 8:30, which ends at 10. So we'll be over there with you. Nice. Bring everyone over. Excited to celebrate your birthday. We need to make it was funny that everyone was talking about making a mega space. Because of how many August birthdays there are. We just had a couple of our like Anza, shout out to Anza and the Deads. It was her birthday today. But everyone have an amazing weekend. Make sure you guys take some time for your mind and your mental health too. Touch some grass, have some fun. Don't take anything too serious on the charts. And we'll see you guys next Friday.
And happy birthday, Pinky. Also take profits, not screenshots.
All right, Rick.
I'll be there tomorrow, Tricky. Looking forward to that. Also got the Mutant Shiba Club space at 4:20 p.m. EST. Tomorrow we've got massive one, UFC tomorrow. It's DDP, who's like the big South African dude, against Kamzat Chimaev, who's also like an absolute animal. So that fight's tomorrow night. If you guys want, we're going to be in the VC in Mutant Shiba Club chilling. Watch along type of vibe. So that's plans for tomorrow. Other than that, not much, just planning on grinding it out. I've got a lot of stuff I'm working with Mutant Shiba Club with getting more traits into the pool.
Nice.
It's crazy. So just smashing that at the moment. And I'm looking forward to Tricky Space tomorrow. Happy birthday to you, sir.
There you go.
But I'll be there tomorrow. I'll come sponsor a few Shibas for you to give out in your space, the giveaway space for sure. I'll set my reminder for that. I suggest everyone in the audience do the same as well. I see Tribe Called Rex sent you a shout out as well, saying happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's gonna be a blast, man. We gave away $4,000 last year worth of stuff, so let's see what happens.
All right, everybody show up. All right, y'all. Probably see you tomorrow at Tricky Space. Have a great weekend, and we will talk next week. Take care.